Here it is.
Code Brown. Do you know what that is? You may have heard the term, and unfortunately for some cruisers, they heard it on their cruise. Yes, this is our number one story about number two. Plus, you might actually want to take a Margaritaville cruise here in the near future. I'll tell you the compelling new reason why Jimmy Buffett's cruise line might not be wasting away in Margaritaville much longer. Let's roll the intro. Hey, welcome to the Midships channel. It's your Captain Corey. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel today. It is so good to see you again. I'm finally back in the saddle here, alive and well. And imagine you are out there lounging poolside on your next cruise. It's a lovely sea day. The sun is out. The people watching is at its all-time prime. When all of a sudden you hear announced, Code Brown in the pool. Now, if you're not familiar, we're not talking about hot bean water, coffee. We are not talking about the falling leaves in the fall, which are brown. We're definitely not talking about Hershey's chocolate. However, fans of the movie Caddyshack probably have a pretty good idea of what Code Brown means. Yeah, it means there's a duty in the pool.
I want the entire pool scrubbed, sterilized, and disinfected.
That's right, P&O Cruise Line was forced to shut down the main pool on one of their ships for nearly 2 days after a stinky situation involving a younger cruiser who was improperly potty trained and, well, improperly diapered apparently as well. Well, that little tyke decided to do their business in the cruise ship's pool, and luckily it was quickly noticed. The pool was closed, drained, cleaned, sanitized, refilled. It took some time. However, this raises the question about proper swimming pool etiquette on a ship. You know, the cool thing is, if you have kids on a ship, there are actually pools specifically made for them. They're specifically shallower, so it's safer for the tykes, and they hold less water, so when the inevitable brown surprise plops up, well, it's easy to drain and clean those smaller pools. So cruise etiquette. If you've got a kid, or you're a kid at heart that can't control their business, I assume, remember, those smaller pools are there for folks like that. You know, my love for cruising, it's kind of like this kid. I just can't hold it in. And you know what else I love? It's making bad segues to remind you that if you have a cruise coming up, or if you just love cruising like me, it's always a good idea to be prepared a little bit ahead of time by spending a few minutes on Amazon in the Midship Store. In there, you can find everything I take with me every single time I cruise. So if you got a few minutes, maybe check it out. There's a link in the description down below. And remember, just clicking on that link means Jeff Bezos is personally gonna send me some of his money at the end of the month, and you don't gotta buy anything. All right, let's head on down to Fort Lauderdale. Actually, I mean budget Fort Lauderdale. We're going to Palm Beach, and I know somebody out there watching lives in Palm Beach. We need to talk about Margaritaville Cruise Line. Many of you know that over the last couple of years, Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line, the little cruise line that could, has rebranded itself under the guise of being a Margaritaville experience at sea. And well, I braved this cruise once, and I think a lot of you are in the same camp of braving it one time and one time only. Margaritaville Paradise, the current ship in the fleet, the only current ship in the fleet, well, she's nearly 33 years old, meaning your Margaritaville cruise is probably older than your kids, and your Margaritaville cruise experience probably feels more like the early bird special at a Denny's than a modern cruise. However, all of that seems like it might be changing, as Margaritaville has reportedly finally purchased a second ship. And this one, well, it was built in a year that begins with the number 2 instead of the number 1. There's a lot of 1s and 2s in this episode, meaning Margaritaville's new ship is likely to become their flagship vessel in the fleet. Now, Margaritaville is known for operating former Costa cruise ship vessels. Their current ship is the former Costa Classica. Well, a second Costa ship will soon be joining the Margaritaville Paradise at Sea, Costa Atlantica, which was built in 2000. It's been a ship that's been in limbo for a while now, being spotted over in Cyprus, the southern European waters, the Mediterranean, and the ship hasn't really had a whole lot to do. As a matter of fact, Atlantica hasn't seen passengers since the shutdown of cruises in 2020. And here's the thing, this ship is going to look very familiar to a lot of you because it's a Spirit class of ship for Carnival. Yeah, it's one of my all-time favorite classes of ship. I know a lot of you out there in the Midships family, many of you very important fun people, Well, y'all love a good Spirit class ship, and I think this is going to be a massive boon for Margaritaville, and it makes me wonder if their business model might get tweaked as well to offer a little bit longer of sailings. If you have a larger ship with more amenities and more things to do on board, well, it only stands to reason you're going to need more time on it than 2 nights as a passenger, and currently that is the only experience that Margaritaville is offering, a short 2-night sailing. So what is Margaritaville planning to do with this $64.5 million ship? Well, as of right now, it's to provide no further information. But if the rapid pace of the refurbishment and changeover of Bahamas Paradise into Margaritaville at sea is any indication, Margaritaville's newest ship could be sailing from the shores of Palm Beach by spring break of next year. And you know your boy is going to be booking on board. Should we try to hop on the inaugural cruise for this one? I'm sure it's pretty affordable. Also, did I miss any good number 2 jokes for our number 1 story today? I had a lot on my mind, but well, I held them in. If you made it this far into today's episode, well, why don't you join the 21,000 other satisfied subscribers here at the Midships channel by slamming that subscribe button. I would love to have you here. While you're down there subscribing, smash that thumbs up button to let me know that you prefer your cruise ship pools without a code brown. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel today, and until next time, we'll see ya on the Midships.